Welcome to the Elk Season Podcast, Season 5, Episode 8?
9.
Oh, wow.
9.
We are doing good.
Yeah.
Episode 9. It is June 4th, 2026. We are 87 days away from Elk Season. We are the Chambers Brothers. My name is Harold.
I'm David.
And today on the Elk Season Podcast,
We've got a few things for you. Some fire season's already started here in Idaho. Summit Creek Fire has importance to us. Norovirus on the Pacific Rim Trail.
Pacific Crest.
Pacific Crest Trail.
Right.
Sorry. Surprise on the Glacier reverse that. Surprise on the trail in Glacier National Park. Law proposals in Oregon. Grizzlies versus sandhill cranes. Bears versus humans in Japan again. Yellowstone wolves. Idaho land or Idaho endowment lands were sold recently. And wolverines in Payette. There's probably some other stuff too we'll talk about.
There's probably,
But that and more on the Elk Season Podcast.
All right, yeah. So one of the things that one of the more things. Last time we were supposed to have a episode last week, but the time before that, I had just come back from a black bear hunt.
Yes.
And my buddy I went with watches and or listens to the podcast.
Oh.
And he's like, "Hey man, I could have used a little bit more in-depth thought on your takeaways from the bear hunt."
Okay.
And I really wanted to digest everything.
Okay.
Right? You come back fresh and you're tired and you're like,
Yeah.
this happened and this happened. And I need time to sort of, like I said, thoughtfully digest everything that happened. And
It's fair.
And usually when I go out, and I told you what my expectations were, which were zero.
Low. Yeah.
Was zero. Hopefully we'd see a bear, right? Maybe
Yeah.
we'd see a bear. And I was really in an area where if there was wolves, those wolves prey on the elk I hunt.
Yeah.
So that was a secondary mission. And it was my first ever spring bear hunt. And I really don't have a lot of takeaways other than I want to do it again. Right? My like you said, the failure. And what does failure cost? What's the cost of failure? So when I go hunting, I want to understand what failure is.
Yeah.
Failure is not making it back.
Right.
Right. So every hunt is a success.
Yeah.
It really is. It's dangerous out there. I turned 54 this month. Okay.
Congrats.
Thanks. So really my expectations are I want to survive. I want a good wilderness experience, right? I really want to get deep, stay in deep, but I also want to be in a place where it's likely. It may be likely I could hunt something. So anyways, I don't have anything more. I wish I had more. If you really dive into, well, we could have turned right when we should have turned left. That stuff is a waste of time.
Well, but yeah, you also have to have a foundation. This trip was your
cornerstone. Yeah, it's not even a foundation. It's just a piece.
Yeah, it's the baseline.
Yeah.
It's the baseline which everything else will be held to moving forward. So if anything, it's an incredible journey of the opportunity is that the journey helps you know how you've made progress as you move into more hunts.
Yeah.
And that's how we've done our elk season, right? How we've understood elk, and we've had the first few years, like it was a lot of trip ups and a lot of misguided effort and a lot of,
lot of wasted steps.
But then you for me, stepping away from it, going to school, not hunting for a while.
Right.
And then coming back into the fold and then kind of seeing
having
things,
time to digest those hikes and those thoughts.
And the term that I learned in my educational journey was you need to incubate your ideas. So you push yourself to the point of fatigue in to use athletic terms. This is where I find the crossover from what I learned in my high school football. Push yourself to the point of fatigue. That is when your body begins to condition. Well, the same thing happens when you gain with experience. You push yourself to a new experience. You're pulling in all this new data. Your senses are overwhelmed by many respects because you have too many things to pay attention to, even though you know what a bear looks like, you know what hunting is, but it's
I've been backpacking before.
But it's a novel experience, which means your brain is on high alert. So it takes all this stuff. So incubating, stepping back, letting yourself have time to process will up your game the next time you go out.
Right.
And that's a concept that works for so many things. It's not just hunting or athletics. We were learning it in terms of how to push yourself academically. Like you have to study some more, but don't study too much. Don't cram. Give yourself time between moments to relax.
Right.
Do something different. Like I try to instill that in my students all the time. Like push yourself to a point when you feel stressed. That's a cue. Take a break. Go do something different for a bit.
Yeah.
So anyway,
and so
insight.
And I've been out with this guy a few times. Been out with Jason, and I've started this journey on dogs and predators. I mean, just basically last year. I think I told you the year before. I really want to. It took a whole year before I go. Well, I'm finally going to do it. Might have even been a year and a half or 2 years. But I get out and do it, and then okay, that's fine. I'm going to get out and do it again. I want to be successful. I want to have a lot of coyote pelts. I want to skin and tan every single one. I don't even care what the prices are. I want to be familiar with them, and I want to get out there and fail.
Yeah.
I mean, I just have to go and see where the failure is to go. Okay, this is where I want to succeed next time, or this is how I can make this better. So I'm looking for those borders. I'm looking for that fail, and we definitely came up against them, right?
Yeah.
The springtime hiking is different.
Yeah.
Springtime hiking is different.
Oh yeah, I've gone with you to put trail cams up in the spring.
Oh,
it's
man.
a different beast.
Yeah.
It's so crazy, the amount of water in places.
Oh, geez.
Not that we have to transition here now, but I just wonder, if you could be hired, even though you've never successfully hunted and harvested a black bear, there is a place called Japan. That might need more people like you to just go see if you can help out.
Yeah. Yeah, it is incredible, the bear attacks that are happening in Japan. There was another one where 4 people were injured.
Yeah,
in a bear attack, and there's certain companies that have put up guards, and Japan is northern hemisphere, just like we are.
Yeah,
and we're going through some growing pains with our bear population. We also have grizzly bears, though. And there have been a disconcerting number of reports already this year on grizzly bear human interactions in Glacier and Yellowstone.
Yeah.
It's astonishing. I just don't remember. It's anecdotal, right? I don't have the data to back this up, but it feels like there's a lot on social media right now. We had the people chasing grizzlies with a drone in Yellowstone
That's
National
upsetting
Park.
to me.
It's so
in
dumb.
2018, though, my family and I went to Yellowstone. I saw one buffalo on that trip. I was so disappointed because we just didn't hit where they were at. But we went to Mammoth Hot Springs, and there was somebody flying their stupid drone at that time, and they were already ruled that you couldn't do that.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, man, people are inconsiderate, and not, I don't know if you want to speak more to the glacier stuff or the grizzly bears in Yellowstone, because where I'm headed in my mind with what I'm saying is you actually didn't have the image in there, but people are disrespectful by and large if there aren't any boundaries or expectations for behavior.
Yeah.
And even when there are, people are going to break those rules. But when you strip those things away, it gets even worse. And that's what's happening to Yosemite and other places because, systems that were in place to help keep things in check have been stripped down, and we've reduced. It wasn't me, but the government has reduced the number of staff that are available to do things, the amount of money that's available to take care of things like trash and maintenance. And so I'm just disappointed with a few things. And I went off, and I apologize.
No. When something like that happens, when somebody uses a drone, when somebody walks too close to a buffalo or gets too close to grizzly bears or whatever, right? And as a saying goes through my mind, I wish I knew word for word what the saying is, but it's not malice. It's incompetence.
Yeah.
Right? When you're driving and you think someone's driving slow just to frustrate you, right?
Sometimes
and you finally
that's
get a chance.
true.
You finally get a chance to go out around them, and you look through your window and you look into their car and you realize they are giving it 110%. 90% of the time you look at that driver and you go, man,
Yeah.
They're giving it 110% to go as fast as they're going.
Yeah.
They really are. And to know these guys flying the drones are that incompetent. They are so clueless of what's happening. The people getting so close to bison are so incompetent. It's not malice.
Yeah.
Right? It's absolute incompetence and ignorance when it comes to these situations. Now to California. And the head of the National Parks Department has decided to stop the reservation system in Yosemite because it wasn't working. So they just ended it. First come, first serve.
It is ridiculous.
One of the worst nightmares you can imagine happening to our national parks right now. They are parking off the road. They are camping where they want. There's just, it's like it's no rules, and they're tearing it apart. It's absolutely heartbreaking.
It makes the stuff that Vail is doing with the ski resorts not look so bad.
Yeah.
Really. It actually looks worse to me.
Really? Yeah. So much worse. Because it just, you see a few reels and you get a little wound up. And that would lead me right to the Pacific Crest Trail.
Okay.
So why is the Pacific Crest Trail a thing?
Well, norovirus.
Cheryl strayed.
Oh, sorry. In the news, it's because of norovirus. But why is it thing?
Cheryl Strayed wrote a book called
two different ways there.
What's it called? She wrote a stupid book about how she changed her life by hiking the Pacific Crest Trail.
Yeah.
They were so happy they made a movie about it starring Reese Witherspoon.
Uh-huh.
Right? Now everybody wants to live their Pacific Crest Trail dream. Mm-hmm. Just like they wanted to live their Brad Pitt dream and fly fish Montana.
Or go hike the Appalachian Trail.
Or hike the highest mountain in the world.
Yeah.
Right? There's just a line of people waiting to touch the top and a line of people going back down. It's so ridiculous. And if they did that to Yellowstone, right? If there was I don't think Yellowstone quite hit the problems that Yosemite does, because Yosemite's it's an up and back, right?
Yeah.
So Yellowstone's a nice big loop, and there's a few ways into the park. But if it was and I think all campsites need a reservation system.
Yeah.
They should be easy to get, but you're going up this weekend. You don't know if you're going to find one.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's hard.
Yeah.
Because then you find one, you're not really happy with it. If you just knew. If you're if I knew in advance when I was going, I could save these dates. But people go up there, and you can throw up a hammock, and you can walk away for a week, and nobody can touch your stuff. You can.
Yeah.
If that's what you can go up on a Wednesday, put up a couple hammocks, leave a cooler out. That is your spot. Some people go, well, if it's abandoned for 48 hours, you can take it. That's not true.
Yeah.
That's not real. You can't do that. They can just go and save their own spot. So a reservation spot. It's the same thing at a hotel. If you ever go to an all-inclusive hotel on the beach, and people wake up early just to go put their towel on a chair that they're not going to sit in for hours. It's so frustrating. It's so dumb. I don't want to go and sit in a chair. I don't want to go to Yosemite and stand in a line. It was bad enough when I went to Angel's Landing.
Yeah.
Right? We waited for 3 hours in a long line of people to make that hike. And when we did it with 150 of our closest friends.
I bet. Yeah.
I mean, because it was crowded.
Yeah.
And so I don't want to go to that place. I want to go to a place that's isolated.
Right. But in the system that we have, we need it to not be more broken. If it wasn't working in the first place, removing it clearly wasn't the solve.
Right. Oh, it's so much worse.
So, but hopefully that will wind up not being as bad as we fear. But norovirus was picked up on the
and so
Pacific
norovirus,
Crest.
right? When you increase the popularity of a spot, like a Reese Witherspoon movie will do,
right?
Everybody wants to. I'm on the PCT. I'm the Pacific Crest Trail, and I read that book. I forget what it's called. But
tell me again.
I remember the author because Cheryl Strayed. She had problems with her folks, and so she had to pick her own last name. And so Strayed, like Elon, right? Elon Musk's name is not Elon. He gave that to himself. named after the character Werner von Braun wrote about in a book about a man who goes to Mars.
Okay.
Right? He gave himself that name, Elon. Anyway, but people want to, anytime a place is popular, it becomes unbearable because of social media.
Yeah.
And so, oh, look at the Maldives. Well, now you can't afford to go to Maldives anymore. Look how beautiful this place is. Well, now they built a resort and you got to wait until somebody moves their towel before you can get a chair. And so any place that's ever been on social media, I think I don't want to go.
Yeah. Well, and it's Havasu.
Yeah,
Falls, right?
last year,
The same.
Havasupai Falls had the same norovirus thing from just too many people pooping all over the place.
Yeah, just not a good situation.
Not malice, incompetence.
Yeah.
Just incompetence.
I actually figured out, because it's been 20 years.
Yeah.
This year, when I hiked the Grand Canyon for the second time.
Oh, okay.
But it was on an isolated trail.
Yeah.
And I went on Google Earth last week, and I finally put a pin where I went to.
Yeah.
And it's just surreal to me to know that I went there twice, and
that you even found it.
And
made it back.
Yeah.
I mean, the story you tell. But you were alone, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With no GPS, no
How
cell
many
service.
thousands and thousands of places are accessible in the Grand Canyon that no one goes to?
Yeah, there just happened to be a family there that first year.
Oh, really? Wow.
They were camping there, but that's how I learned that there was a trail to the bottom, because they knew, because they came there every year. And he's like, we don't see too many sedans down here. I go, you haven't met my brother, have you?
Oh, blame me.
No, that's just, I've been on.
Fair.
Well, I didn't say that, but in my mind, I'm like, I've been on roads, not just myself, but with my brother. And I've learned that, like, there are places that we've gone with your vehicles that we shouldn't have. And I'm using
Definitely.
that right there is my baseline for, well, I know where I can take my car.
Exactly.
And I never saw anything that made me say no, except for some deep ruts early on that I could ride the top of because it was dry. It wasn't even muddy. So, but at the same time, but I was alone. And I only went on that hike that day because there was a nice, well-to-do family. They knew of my existence being there.
Right.
If I didn't come back up, I felt confident about that. So, because I was literally just going to hop back in my car and drive off after some photos, but it turned into a much more interesting adventure.
Yeah. I'm glad you hiked to the bottom. You went all the way to the Colorado River.
Yeah.
You put you did touch the water?
Yeah.
Good for you.
I did it 2 years in a row, and
That's
I brought
awesome.
a buddy the second time. But when I brought my buddy back the second time, it was just him and I, and it was just really cool. And we camped out there overnight, a couple nights, and then
that's an adventure.
And
that's a great adventure.
Hauled some garbage out from the room because people are trashy, but by and large, tried to leave it better than we found it, and saw some pictographs.
Yeah.
At the bottom, and
what's the difference again?
Pictographs, like think of, picto is like a picture.
Yeah.
It's a painting.
Yeah.
So it's a pictograph.
Yeah.
So it's something that's like a painting on the rock, versus a petroglyph is a carving.
Oh, okay.
A glyph, like glyphing.
Okay.
Right. I'm just making up my own idea of
how you understand it.
Right. But I did talk to our anthropologist at school, and she's like, yeah, and actually it was Desert Drifter that taught me that. And I verified it with our anthropologist.
I know I'd heard it somewhere before. It might have been Desert Drifter, but I'm just like, what is it again?
He keeps calling that's a petroglyph.
I forget which.
Oh my gosh. And the file names for my images, and I shared them with our anthropologist on campus. And it says glyph 1, glyph 2, and they're pictographs. They're not glyphs.
Oh.
I go, hey, ignore the file name here. I didn't know until you told me. She was cool with it.
Well, yeah, I'm sure it's a pretty common mistake.
But I won't forget the difference now, though, even if I make a mistake here and there. But anyway, I need to go do that hike again. I think I need to take my board down there.
That sounds grand. I mean, it really sounds like a great hike. I mean, to not do the touristy things.
Yeah. And that was, I had the choice of going, the North Rim tourist stuff was closed during spring break that year.
Yeah.
And I did not want to drive another 300 miles to the South Rim where it's open 24/7.
Yeah.
365. And so I just found a road on a map that appeared to go all the way to the rim. And so I made a plan.
Did you have a smartphone back then?
I had a cell phone. It's 2006.
Wow. Oh my God.
iPhone hadn't even been released yet.
The fact that you even made it back, that's great.
Yeah.
That's adventurous right there. That was a big deal. That's a big deal.
I did drive my car on a particular road because I'm like, oh, it winds around, but is this road a shortcut? And I got to a point and I was like, yeah, this isn't good. And it turned out that the only way because there was no way to turn around on this road.
Right.
I don't know how far I went down this road, but the only way to get off of this road was to back completely out.
Been there.
And I was like, whoops.
Been there. I've gone up some mountain roads, a foot and a half of snow, and like, uh-oh.
You know,
I got to back down in the snow.
It's quite remarkable because it is a Grand Canyon. Even though this is a narrow stretch of it, it's not like that spread out place because it's a very deep part of the canyon with very narrow walls versus all the images you see.
Yeah.
But there's a point when you're driving when you realize, oh my gosh, I'm getting closer. And the excitement and the thrill of like, this is going to happen. I'm going to see, and there's actually a point where you can actually see the river. But you're nowhere near where you need to be at. You're still like maybe 30, 40 minutes away.
Yeah.
And then you get to this point where you drive and you can see that the road eventually winds down to the canyon rim. And you're like, oh my gosh, you're like, when you know you've made it. I haven't thought about this for 20 years, but it's quite a feeling to be like, it's a remarkable thing to do something novel, even on your own.
Yeah, especially on your own.
And the second year I saw wild horses driving out.
Wow.
I've got a video of it, and I didn't think they were wild, but I'm in the middle of nowhere. Who would have a herd of horses?
There's wild horse problems in Idaho, in Montana, in Nevada, big time, in Wyoming. In fact, the second fastest land animal in North America is the wild Mustang.
Oh, yeah.
The second fastest.
I almost went pronghorn. I'm like, that's the first. You don't say that. So, anyways, little tangents here and there. We told you there'd be that and a bit more.
Yeah, that was good. When Cortez first came up and to the Grand Canyon, came up through Mexico into Arizona and looked at the Grand Canyon, the guides were like, yeah, you can't get down there. If you can't cross the river. And he's like, it's a creek. I can see it from here.
Yeah.
He goes, I'm going to send some scouts. Like 3 days later, his scouts come back and go, we never saw the water.
Yeah.
We never even made it to the creek. It's so impossible to imagine how big the Grand Canyon really is.
Yeah.
So to hike all the way to the water, that's epic. That's epic.
Yes. And I've got some photos of the water that I was in a photography class when I did it the second year. And so I was taking photos down there, black and white photos.
Oh.
And so I've got some pictures, not great pictures, but wasn't like a great photographer back in the day, but it was a fun class. I think that was part of my ambition because I was in the class. I wanted to go see if I, using black and white photography, what I could do. And didn't turn out too much, but
I've gone on longer trips for less.
Yeah. Did realize there was an issue with the water pump in the vehicle I was driving the second year, because it was leaking antifreeze the whole way. And we got all the way to St. George when I realized something's wrong. It's overheating. Yeah. I'm like, I better check it. And that was like a year later, later that year when we went camping, I was trying to fix it. And then I had to fix the water pump before we went camping in Wisdom. And then trying to pull the water pump out without taking the fan off, I poked a hole in the radiator. And then I had to pull the radiator out and put JB Weld on it. And then we had to let that sit overnight and then hope that it held in the morning when we put it all back together so we can get on the road, so we can go. And it actually held, and nobody ever questioned us when we traded that thing in, even though there's a big old JB Weld spot in the radiator.
Yeah.
Lo and behold, JB Weld fixed the radiator. You never know what you're going to get on the Elk Season Podcast, but these are the lengths that we go to go out and have adventures. Okay.
Yeah. And I'm sure you do too. Lots of guys just leaving the house is the adventure.
You just have to do what you got to do to get out there. And that was a great time in Montana as well. Anyway, let's get back on track. We have a few list items here. Yellowstone wolves. Tell me about them.
So there's a clip of Yellowstone wolf, and they're talking about how one wolf is giving a beat down to another wolf, right?
Yeah.
That's what the picture is. Unless you directly observe this behavior with every wolf in the pack, you don't know who alpha is. Alpha isn't always the biggest. Alpha isn't always the strongest. Alpha isn't always a male. Alpha isn't always a female. So I've read enough of the wolf books, and people go, "Oh, that's an alpha." You don't know. You don't know.
You see him wearing his letter shirt.
Look at that Letterman jacket.
It's got an A on it.
That's right. He lettered in bulls. So anyways, that type of behavior shows you not the pecking order of a pack, but the pecking order of two wolves.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's crazy.
It's really difficult to understand. So
and I still can't help but wonder about that hypothesis with the
toxoplasmosis. It's on my mind every time I think about alpha.
It's so cool.
Yeah. I told you there was MMA fighters who deliberately exposed themselves to toxoplasmosis in order to lose fear in the ring.
I didn't know that. Did it work?
I don't know.
So placebo?
I'd imagine so. But yeah.
All right. Hey, grizzly versus sandhill.
Oh, what a great video. First of all, the sandhill crane wins.
Dude.
Second of all,
the sandhill cranes are huge.
With their wingspan.
Well, they can make it
with
themselves.
their wingspan, they look bigger than the grizzly.
Yeah.
And that grizzly's like, so second of all, it's a young grizzly. Like probably out on its own for the first time.
Yeah, that's what I feel like I got a picture of at Yellowstone last year.
Yeah.
Was a young grizzly.
Was a young grizzly. And so I just thought it's fascinating that a creature that everyone in America fears viscerally.
Yeah, it's
right?
taken down by a sandhill.
There's a bird who's like, and that grizzly's like, no, maybe not. Maybe not.
And not much in the way of this. I just thought, we like to highlight moments when we hear about the expansion of a species, when we start to see it in locations we haven't seen it in a while, like wolves were in the sequoia forest, right?
Yeah.
And so here in Idaho, there was a wolverine spotted in the Payette National Forest for the first time in a while. So
yeah,
that's cool.
That's great.
And I feel like we ran across it. We still haven't found it since. I think it might have caved in on itself.
Yeah.
But where we go hunting for elk, I feel like we saw a burrow that wasn't quite wolf, but might have been wolverine. I don't know.
I don't think it was wolf. It was way up in the high country. Could have been a wolverine. Could have been a badger. I did see a badger up in the high country.
Okay.
Out bear hunting, and that was up pretty high country. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. We'll have to.
So
live the rest of our lives guessing at what lived there.
I don't know how I didn't clip this, but you did, and I don't know why I don't. I feel like I read these headlines and I'm like, I don't know if that's podcast. I don't know why podcast doesn't immediately pop in my head. But then you show up and you're like, oh, I did this one and this one. I'm like,
yeah,
I saw those. Why didn't I clip those? Like it's kind of annoying to me that I do this.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that you capture it because I think it's relevant for the podcast.
Yeah.
But this one has to do with endowment lands in Idaho being sold. And
okay.
I think I had come across this. I thought we had talked about this actually. Maybe I did clip this.
Is it
one.
northern Idaho?
It's actually eastern Idaho, over by Driggs, Idaho.
Oh, that's right.
So
this is a new story. Yeah.
So there was only one person bidding on it.
Yeah.
There was no competitive bidding.
So there's no competition. You just name your price.
It was like, I don't know if it was 10 or something like that, $1 million.
Okay.
It was not just given away.
Right.
But the locals, from what I read in the article that I came across, the locals were happy with the person who was making the purchase because they have an affinity for keeping access to lands.
Okay. So whatever that is.
Yeah. So
okay.
That's my skinny on it.
Okay.
So
well, there's a lot going on around the West with our lands.
Yeah.
And
so I was a little nervous about that one. But reading what the locals were saying, hopefully that's true. I've driven through that area dozens of times when I worked for the Eastern Idaho Journal.
Yeah.
The journal out of Pocatello. Anyway, because I delivered the Teton Valley News.
Yeah.
And I delivered that every Thursday between February when I started to August when I quit.
Wow.
And watching the changes of weather over the course of a year, basically up to hunting season, was quite remarkable. And all the deer migrations and the moose that you'd see and the water table when it's high. It was a really wet water year. So when you drive through and it starts to melt and you're just like, how does this place not flood out? But every morning, because of the way the drive worked on the Thursdays when I'd get up there, I'm getting there right at sunrise. So I see the Tetons with the sun lit up behind them.
Yeah.
And it was just like, there was enough that just kept you interested to stay awake to do the job because it was a night shift. It was just, there was enough that made me go, I don't completely hate this job, but I know I can't stay here longer. But it was a cool job. And I got to see that area up there. So when I read about this and it's from Eastern Idaho near Driggs, I'm like, I know that place. I've been there. And I'm glad that it's not necessarily somebody who's at least on the surface malicious about their intent on how they want to use it, develop it and sell it off and things like that. So,
or just deny access.
Right.
Just stop the access. If that land has access to Forest Service or something.
Yeah.
Then that would be real.
You know, something I don't understand, I don't know if Idaho has the same thing, but having watched so many episodes of Wardens in the last month about the access land in Montana, the system that they have there is unique, I think, to what even Idaho has, where people who have large acreages do allow, but you have to check in, and there's a check-in system and there's a permit system. It seems kind of complicated, but I was curious. I want to kind of look into that and learn more about what their
the reg
system
book
looks like.
Seems complicated at first look, right?
Yeah.
But a real sportsman is going to pour through that reg book year after year after year and know every little rule change.
Yeah.
And the same with how that works is, well, we just have to wrap our heads around it.
Yeah.
And then you try to talk to somebody about it.
I don't care.
What
So
you're
many
about.
people are like, I didn't know I have to have permission. You know, people who are not paying attention to the regs, and it's so annoying. But as much as I think it would be fun to be a conservation officer like that, maybe not. I don't know. They do good work though.
The way they make a show makes you think that. But
yeah, there's all kinds of crazy things that are out there. Law proposal in Oregon that I don't know if we brought this up.
We did,
but
we talked about it last time, and I told you my opinion on it last time, and it was it's so dumb.
It is dumb,
right? There's no way it's going to pass. There's no way it's going to pass. This cannot happen. But what would happen if it did? That was the picture I had.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. You know, it's
how much money are we talking?
Where was it?
550,000 licensed sportsmen.
Yeah, 500,000 500,000 licensed anglers, 330 licensed hunters, 37,000 farms and ranches. Like, it does none of that makes sense. But but when you have elitists in a certain, and I'm not sure.
Well,
it just feels that
so
way.
So animal products. You can't sell eggs.
Yeah,
you can't sell milk. Yeah. I mean, it's like so over the top.
What would be the point of having this? What are they distracting from otherwise?
We just
not that there's an answer for that.
So there's enough people in Oregon who believe that not harming animals and not eating meat is the best thing.
Yeah. I worked for an animal shelter long ago, 26 years ago.
Yeah,
that became newsworthy because at the time I joined, just like weeks after this news event, I started working there, and they became a no-kill shelter.
Right.
I'm not saying that we should, but there are some animals that do need euthanized.
There's a certain percentage of the population, right?
Anyway,
and the same would be said for all the coyotes. Man, you know how many coyotes are killed every year? And if those coyotes weren't killed by hunters, I mean, the bobcats and the beavers and the raccoons, not to mention elk and deer. I read a story today. I didn't bring it to the podcast, but a guy died because he hit an elk on it while he was driving a motorcycle.
Ugh.
Right? You have too many of those, and it's dangerous. And then, of course, we talk about wildlife overpasses and all that stuff. Anyway,
the last thing we have to talk about is Summit Creek.
Summit Creek.
We've talked about this place before. It's Section 55 here in Idaho.
It's a late archery hunt. It's old Section 55 just out of Oakley, between Oakley and the City of Rocks.
Yeah,
I mean, almost right there.
And we talked about how towards the end of last year that City of Rocks was open for hunting, and like we never really paid attention to that.
Right.
It's like, what are we missing out
But
on?
we're up right against the border. We've been so close to City of Rocks.
But that place that is right up there against the border where we like to frequent is burnt.
On Memorial Day. Lightning struck. Was it Memorial Day weekend or Memorial Day?
Might have.
It was Saturday. It was Sunday or Monday because
Yeah.
I was coming back from Home Depot with the family, and I go, that looks like a fire, but like from a dairy between here and Oakley. Right, it looked
I was
so
looking
much
for my
closer.
phone to check because I sent you a picture from my angle here. You could see the smoke coming over.
Yeah.
Even though we're so much farther away in the angle, didn't think I'd get anything. But I'm like, well, I guess I could see the plumes of smoke.
Yeah. It was a really big fire, and it's over 1,200 acres. They're supposed to have it contained by Sunday.
Yeah.
So looking at 1,200
and I've got
acres.
an image that I've taken from that area.
Yeah.
And then there's another image in there in the folder that you can put up that shows the fire from almost not the same angle, but from a farther back angle. But you'll see it's the same valley that you're looking at there.
Yeah.
It's just that one is up close with no fire, and one is from a distance, and you can't even tell what you can, but you can't. Look at the terrain, kind of see what you can make out, but it's sad because we've spent a lot of time up there in that specific spot. You know, we've had some amazing experiences. We had a big bull moose come out on us when we were talking to some other hunters. I've loosed arrows on numerous deer and never hit one.
Some close encounters and some big bucks.
Huge bucks. Some of the biggest bucks I've ever seen in my life.
And cat tracks around the tent in the morning.
Cat tracks around the tent.
That was
we
awesome.
saw a cat out in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
That you spotted.
That's rare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's fire comes to a lot of places in the woods. Our other hunting area. Same
Took a
thing
fire
happened
a few years ago.
But anyway. Hopefully it's not too devastating.
To be continued. We'll probably get some pictures and maybe we'll take the trail cams up there this fall and and see the big bucks through the burn if we can find a good spot. Because there's a water hole up there.
Yeah.
There's a pretty good sized water hole up on the mountain. I've never seen it.
Yeah.
It's like a lake.
Yeah.
As much as we've walked that, I'd never seen the water.
I tried to get up to it one time, but the trail, so there's the high ridge. How do I describe this to you? So you follow the road up, and then there's at the top of the hill where we've hung out a lot. Yeah. There's the other road that goes back, and when you go up, there's the road that goes back to the left, and then there's a road that goes up on that high ridge to the right. So if you follow that up, that takes you up, and there's the water is up on the top of that hill.
Yeah.
And so I tried hiking up, and it's when I drew in that area.
Oh, really?
I was trying to hike up there with my rifle.
Yeah.
I know I was rifle hunting. I didn't get anything either.
Shame.
You know, I hunt rifle like I hunt bow, and I got too close to the animals.
Yeah.
I was too good at sneaking in on them, and then I didn't have enough time to pull the weapon out to kill it because I was too close. But I was hiking up trying to see if I could get up to that spot, just kind of to see more of the top of that hill. But it got more and more densely forested. And the forest up there was sick and was something was wrong with that forest, and deadfall was
so
making it
thick. Yeah.
almost it was impossible to traverse.
Yeah.
And so I came back down through.
Really difficult. I've walked from that top of that road across to what we call Doe Ridge.
Yeah.
And it's a nightmare.
Yeah.
It's a nightmare. It's so steep. Those mountains are so big.
Yeah.
And steep and creviced. And anyways, I'm excited to get up there and see what it's like this fall and maybe go mushroom hunting next spring.
There you go. Until next time.
Goodbye.
In the morning light, before dawn, bow grip tight, heart beating strong. Through the forest, ancient giants roam, in the land where the wild calls me home. Through the whispering pines and the autumn breeze, driven by the chase, crisp air I breathe. With every step I take, earth beneath my feet. In nature's beauty where the hunter and elk meet. The mountains rise, kissed by the sun. In September, where I belong. echoes echo loudly through the veil, a symphony of an ancient tale. Through the whispering pines and the autumn breeze, driven by the chase, crisp air I breathe. With every step I take, earth beneath my feet. In nature's beauty where the hunter and elk meet. Silent as the morning mist, I travel on with careful grace. Every shadow, every sound surrounds me in this wild embrace. The challenge and the thrill, the patience and the skill, in the dance of life and nature, my heart's forever filled. As the sun sets, shadows long and deep, I find my place with the memories I keep. The chase and the beauty of a day gone by. Deep in the mountains, my spirit cries. Through the whispering pines and the autumn breeze, driven by the chase, crisp air I breathe. With every step I take, earth beneath my feet. In nature's beauty, out where the hunter and elk meet. Here's to the wild places where the elk and I both roam. The chase that brings us closer to the place that I call home. In the stillness of the forest, in the grandeur of the land, I am one with nature's wonder, with my bow